So y'all may notice that I took a lot of videos down. Not all of them. I did not delete any of them. For the shorts that I showed my face in, I ended up making those private. And the reason why is because I don't have a really a big audience at all. It's a very small audience, kind of like a community. I ended up removing any videos that I showed my face in, mainly because in the future I want to be able to cover government and corporate greed. And I feel like remaining anonymous on the internet is a good way to do this, because if I start talking about corporate greed, I might end up becoming a target for corporations. And I want to be able to I want to be able to criticize lobbyist groups, and I want to be able to criticize the government without potentially putting my life in danger, if that makes any sense. Because I want to be able to talk about corporate greed, lobby groups, and even the government, and how crooked they are. And I gotta make this really clear. I am not on either side of the political spectrum. I do not give a crap about left or right, because that's the thing. These companies benefit by keeping us divided. They want you to fight over left or right, because it's how they maintain control over you. Like, one of big tech's biggest fears is us all uniting against them. So they profit by keeping us divided. So yeah, I did take down videos that I showed my face, and there are some videos on my channel that I made exceptions. I only made shorts on my channel private. For long form videos that I ended up taking down, I actually unlisted them. Meaning I left links to those videos that are unlisted scattered in my videos. There were only 2 long form videos There are only 2 long form videos that I removed, and they're not deleted or private. They're unlisted. Meaning, go to my latest video and you'll find links to those unlisted videos, which is the Sonic Geek C video and the video where I went out in the snow. Those videos I do show my face in, but because of them being unlisted, you have to go to the description of my latest video. I'm not going to say what my latest video is, because in the future I will be uploading more videos, and I don't want lunatics, like crazy people, to find those videos and find out who I am, that video. But I'm going to tell you right now, as of now, that video that's up right now is my latest. But yeah, I just thought I would make that disclaimer, because I don't believe in deleting videos, personally. So what I did was unlist them, and for the shorts that I didn't want up, I just made them private, meaning they aren't deleted, they're just private. Meaning only people that I shared a link with will be able to access those said videos that are private. But for the unlisted ones, I did put the links on my YouTube video, on my latest YouTube video that's out right now. So yeah, I just thought I would make that, clear, because the reason I'm taking down those videos where I show my face is it opens the doors for future content that I would like to cover, like corporate greed. So yeah, I hope y'all can understand. Now, back to y'all's regular programming. Now, normally in my videos, I usually try to make positive videos. I never try to make videos like this. But negative shit keeps happening. So yeah, I feel like I need to talk about this. So, Google recently announced last month that they're going to be pushing out an update in 2026, which will force countries like India and Brazil. It will make it to where Google basically polymorphs Android into basically an Apple phone, basically, where you can no longer download third-party apps. Now, Google calls it sideloading. I don't call it sideloading personally. I call it downloading third-party apps. Because when you start using these companies' logic, when you start using their words, you know you've lost the battle. It's not called sideloading. It's called downloading third-party apps, okay? Like, let's say you own an Xbox and you want to download a Sony game. Is that considered sideloading? Like, if you go to the Sony shop on Xbox, right, and you buy a Sony game, like Spider-Man, like a Spider-Man game, is that considered sideloading? No, that's third-party support. And you may be wondering, why am I bringing this up? If this is only going to affect countries like India and Brazil, why am I bringing this up? In 2027, this update will go global, meaning this will affect every country, including America. So this will definitely affect us. In every English-speaking country, in every country in general, not just English-speaking countries. But I feel like the only people who are aware of this are people from English-speaking countries. Because I doubt some random man from Ukraine knows that Google's going to be doing this. But yeah. And if you want my honest opinion, if they're going to be getting rid of downloading third-party apps, then what's the point of even owning an Android at that point? Like, you might as well just buy an iPhone. I mean, a better option would just be to buy an Amazon-based phone, since it's not using Google's operating system. It is an Android, but it doesn't use Google's operating system. As long as you buy a phone without the Google Play Store in it, you should still be able to quote-unquote sideload. Not just that, but Google has been, by the US government, Google has been labeled as an illegal monopoly. That's also something else I forgot to mention. Like, they're illegally operating in the US. If you really think about it. And Google tries to pull the whole freedom of speech card. Since when has Google ever cared about freedom of speech, dude? They're one of the most anti-freedom of speech companies I've ever seen. They're just as bad as Apple. I kind of find it ironic how these companies, as soon as they realize that their bottom line is being threatened, suddenly now they're pro-MAGA. Now that they realize, and here's the thing, I gotta make this really clear. I do not talk about politics on my channel, and I don't vote for specific politics. When it comes to politics, I'm a purple voter. I'm not red or blue. I vote for both sides. I don't have a specific side I vote for. Now, lately, I've decided, as of now, I'm not going to be voting for any politics because of the whole Charlie Kirk situation. But that's a story for a whole nother video. Now, I feel like another thing that is very important to bring up, which I know y'all are tired of me bringing this up, but the Online Safety Act. Even though this isn't yet affecting America, like, I get it, y'all may be saying, oh, this only affects the UK, this is not going to affect America. That is a very ignorant mindset, because the thing is, if the UK does it, other countries are going to do it too. They're basically setting a precedent. Let's say somebody commits murder, and let's say that the consequence is supposed, like in America, right, if you commit murder, you go to jail. But let's say that person doesn't get arrested, right? Let's say they don't get arrested. Let's say, yes, they do get put in front of a judge, but the judge decides to just let them go and not even punish them. What do you think they're going to do? Do you think they're going to magically become a law-abiding citizen? Or do you think they're going to keep committing murder? If you chose the second one, then you're correct. Not just that, what that's going to do is it's going to encourage other people to commit murder, because they see that one individual can do it. But yeah. Basically, what I mean by that is if one country does it, it sets a precedent for other countries. I mean, dude, not even 2 months after the UK passed their Online Safety Act, not even 2 months later, Australia is trying to push their own version of this. Not just that, but to add a shitball on this shit Sunday, even America is jumping in. Because they right now have drafted their own version of this bill, and I would argue it's even worse than the UK's. This generation is cooked, let's be honest. And to think this whole thing started with Collective Shout. And not even this whole thing started with Collective Shout going after payment processors. This whole thing started that way. And once collective shouted it, then government started jumping on board and doing the same shit. Like, there needs to be tons of pushback against this type of behavior. Like, people need to put their foot down and actually fight for their rights. Like, how long must we let this behavior keep going before we finally say enough is enough? I mean, there are ways we can fight back. Calling our local representatives. Constantly calling payment processors until they're forced to give in. Like, there are so many ways we can fight back, but yet nobody chooses to do it. And companies have been able to get away with this shit for way too long, and governments. There needs to be pushback. Because yes, most people in the US government are corrupt, but there are a small number of people who aren't corrupt who might actually listen. Even if it's just 3% of the government that isn't corrupt. But yeah. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I know this video is definitely not like any of the other videos I make. I will go back to making Prodigy videos and making Sonic videos and retro videos. I just thought I have to get this off my chest. Because let's be honest, we're all cooked. Let's be honest. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If y'all did, please hit the like button and subscribe. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.